There are many questions right now, but the first thing that comes to my mind when I see the visuals, I see the outpouring of emotion. I see that women are on the streets because there are quite a few questions that they have in their minds. Brinda, I want to begin with you because you, as a representative of those who are agitated, of those who are angry, can perhaps tell us, why are we angry today? Explain to our audience that this rage has a reason. It is coming from somewhere, and you'll perhaps be able to explain that better.
Yes, you're very, very right. This is outrage. This is anger. This is also frustration and a lot of pain and hurt, especially with regard to this case in Kolkata. Like you mentioned, a woman who has worked for over 36 hours goes to rest in a seminar room, assuming that that place of work, which is inside that hospital, is a safe place. Nobody would do anything to her. She's just resting and coming back. And if this place is not safe, what other place is safe for women? Of course, we know, because we live in a patriarchal society where there is continuous sexist and misogynistic language, that our homes are not safe, our communities are not safe, our streets are not safe. But in this case, the outrage is enough. We cannot take this anymore, because here we saw institutional apathy. We saw institutional pathetically taking cover under various excuses. The police not acting immediately as per law. And then we have statements being made by politicians. Somebody says, yeah, rapes happen everywhere. Somebody else says, oh, why was she there in the night? This rhetoric questions that go on and on. And I think if there is no outrage from us women and of course men, because we want to acknowledge the number of men who come standing alongside with women to say that this is not acceptable. It is not just outrage and anger only from women. Of course, that is the big number. But there are also men with us, and we want men, women, everybody else to stand alongside and demand that safety, which cannot be the burden of women.
What has happened is, as soon as the CBI took over the case, Mamata Banerjee has decided to be on the agitating side. But what she's saying here is that Kolkata police has completed 90% of the investigation. The CBI needs to conclude this and hang the rapists. Your response to the way Mamata Banerjee has implored the Home Minister and her appeal to the CBI now that the court has ordered a CBI inquiry?
Mamata Banerjee should, for some time, come out of the opposition leader mode, which she has. Of course, she was an opposition leader for a very long time, and she is still in that mode. She still now blames everyone for everything except her. I will tell you that the Arjikor event that took place on 9th of August is not an isolated event. After Arjikor event, let me tell you, on 12th August, in Shaktigarh, a specially abled girl was gang raped. On 13th August, and these all things are in the media, on 13th August, in Shaktigarh area only, another girl at 7:45 p.m. coming out of her house, her family members found her throat split and she was lying dead. On 14th August, in Modhumgram, the day before our Independence Day, people found a sack, and then when they opened it, they found a dead body of a woman. And yesterday night, a minor girl, was gang raped in Shiliguri. So this is not an isolated event that is happening in West Bengal. If today we are claiming that Mamata Banerjee should resign, we are claiming it based on certain things. Firstly, if you see the attack that took place in Archikor on the day of 14th, when the women reclaimed the night, the people came, and if I quote the number of the police, it's 5,000 to 7,000 people. They came with weapons, with rods, with sticks. Now, let me tell you a very basic thing, a very layman thing. If today, ma'am, I go to your house, and if you tell me that, okay, Rohit, go to that room, will I be able to go there? No, right? But if I know your house already from before, then I will be able to go. How did the 5,000 to 7,000 people, the goons, without knowing anything about inside out of Archikor, managed to get there at the right spot where they were supposed to go? They destroyed everything and came back. It means they already had the blueprint from before.
And if we now pay attention to the sequence of events, clearly there is something amiss. One person, of course, who's arrested is supposed to be involved, but you are indicating that there are others and they are being shielded. Is that also what you're saying?
See, I can't say if they're shielded. I can't comment on that, but I can say this about the circumstantial evidences from the autopsy report that the
Hmm.
act cannot be done by a single person. It
Hmm.
gives us that there are many persons involved, more than one person at least. And
Hmm.
if, like from experts, also opinions have said that this act cannot become done by a single person. So, regarding cover up, I would like to ask why has the government or any the institution, why was it first stated as a suicide? The case was stated as a suicide. Why are the not the principal then commented that why was the case committed first said as a suicide, which was not the at all the fact by looking at the injuries.
The college in question has to take responsibility. Look at how the principal resigned, and after making some rather unsavory comments, undesirable comments about the incident, then he retraces those comments, then he resigns, and then he is quickly given another position in a tearing hurry. Now, I want to ask you this question about whether there could be a possible cover up in this. You just heard Dr. Chaudhary, Gaurang Chaudhary, say that if there are more people involved, that should be investigated as well, and the case should not be concluded in a hurry. Do you think the people who are the administrators of the college, and you are a principal of a college yourself, must be questioned more closely in this case?
Thank you. My respect to other panelists. Yes, what you say is something very interesting. But when someone is charged with something, the first thing is the resignation that matters. So that is I think, one of the parameters of, I'll say, the compulsions of the position, who is holding the position that has to undergo. So this, he is removed from that position. That is a part of one part. And the other part that you were talking about, that is also the decision or the policy matter or the policy makers. You know, uh, you have very pertinently asked the question that how is it relevant and how is it possible? But
Hmm.
in a grammar of administration, I think if something happens in my terrain, within my jurisdiction, the first thing, the resignation comes. But of course, it's a responsibility if he takes, or if the case, whatever the case may be, whatever the finding may be, that there should be always something from the within to do that. It's almost a criminal thing has happened. So we all have daughters in our houses, who are we wives. We are born from our mothers. It's our duty to always to be respectful to our other half of the moon, that is women folk.